There we go. Found my unmute button. No worries. Hey guys, good to have you. Hopefully everything is going okay with the stream. I've had a few tech issues this week, but I think we've worked through most of them. Yeah, help yourself to it, seriously. Hey Kudo, good to see you. For anyone who might have joined the chat later, if you need a link to my Pinterest board where I keep a lot of references, just say so in the chat. Maybe I'll make a little maybe I'll make a stream command for that, just in case it's useful. I don't know. I'll think about that later. I'm planning on doing this warm-up sketch series every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of this week, or this month at least. So we'll see how it goes. If we have fun, maybe I'll do it again in February. But right now, it's just kind of a challenge to use reference to make some art and to level up, basically, right? As they say. So if you missed it, you can always follow along. Just watch the playbacks here on Twitch. We did big cats on Monday. So here's the ones we used. You're always welcome to use your own reference. These are just the ones that I picked up. And then yesterday we did birds of prey. So these are some of the ones we did, and then it was Dragon Day, so I drew a dragon. Just ignore that, pretend it's not here. We're drawing from reference, guys. We're using our skills of observation. So, you know, actually, Kudo, I think it was you in Discord that was like, hey, why don't we do Gryphons on Wednesday? You can combine the two. So I thought that was a really good idea. So since this is the first week that I've done this, we'll see. I don't know if I'll do it like that every week, but it sounded like a fun time this time. So we're going to do it this Wednesday and use what we've learned to design a Gryphon. So thank you for the idea, Kudo. I loved it. And I'm happy that you're feeling a bit better. Oh, that's okay. I'm gonna have refs on my screen if you'd like to follow along with that. As always, you're welcome to do whatever you want. This is just an opportunity really to warm up the drawing muscles, right? Especially if you're an artist, it's a really good idea to start your day off with just some loose sketching. This is kind of the motto I think I'm gonna go with, is get the bad drawings out, you know, just get them out of the way when it doesn't matter, when you're not working on a project or a commission. And then once you've kind of worked out all the kinks, then you can jump into your other stuff. And for me, a lot of times, especially if I hit a wall with inspiration, drawing from reference is a really good way to kind of jumpstart. Because eventually, for me, I don't know about you guys, but at some point I get tired of drawing from reference. I'm like, okay, I just want to make my own thing now. And so it can kind of kickstart for me that little extra motivational push. So, all right, so I'm going to be using some of these pictures. I might use different reference just because I've already looked at these, but I'm going to probably be picking from these animals. So the challenge is to pick a big cat of some kind and pick a bird of prey of some kind. Those are the only two parameters. And design your own Gryphon using characteristics from those creatures. I recommend reference because sometimes there's details that you just don't notice. Like yesterday when we were drawing this bearded vulture, or lammergeier, I'm not sure how you say it. We noticed some really interesting wing shapes. It's hard to see in this picture, so I pulled this one up, but look at this dramatic just this dramatic shape right here. So these wings kind of come out at these very angular, very fun shapes that you don't see in a lot. Like most birds, they have these very smooth, you know, kind of wing shapes. So yeah, reference is helpful because it can give you inspiration, right? Like maybe I would incorporate that angularness into my character design or my creature design. So that's the purpose of this. I was saying on the first stream, it's a lot easier to abstract and make something more stylized if you know what it's supposed to look like in the first place, because then you know what to exaggerate and what to diminish, and yeah, it'll just really enhance, hopefully, your drawings. So that's what we're gonna do. I hope you guys, if you don't have reference ready, like I said, I have a Pinterest board up in the chat you can click and check out. Oh, did I not post on, I may not have posted the stream alert on Discord. Hold on, I got so excited about being so ready. Did I post it? I don't remember if I did. I don't think I did. Hold on. I posted in the wrong Discord chat. Oops. Okay, let me get that going. Sorry guys, that's why you missed the announcement. Amazed, because I didn't actually make one. So sorry. But yeah, you guys can use this time to gather some ref, and then we'll get started as soon as I'm done. Let's see, what should I say? Sketch stream starting, I guess. I don't know what to call this. If anyone comes up with a catchy name for this, the series, let me know. Warm-ups with Casey sounds like we're exercising, so I don't want to do that one. I'm trying to brainstorm. I might turn it into a hashtag challenge for myself, just so I can keep track of my progress, but we'll see. That's a problem to solve another day. Let's see, designing a Gryphon. So I can't believe I still, it's another thing on my list. I need to find a bot that actually automatically posts again. Streamlabs changed that functionality, now you have to pay for it, so I need to find a free bot that will do this for me. I know Cinna set up CloudBot, but I don't want it to do at everyone, so I need to like, yeah, I just need to set some time aside, maybe this week. Come hang out, come join. I don't know. I never know how to say things, guys. Anyway, glad everyone's here. Hope everyone's had a good week so far. Love to hear about how your projects are going. If anyone's working on stuff, feel free to share. Especially if you're an artist, feel free to share social links if you are new around here. It's always nice to know more artists, I feel like. Alrighty, and then I'll just go ahead and make a little post on my general. If anybody wants to join my Discord, that's usually, except for today, usually the best way to know when I'm streaming. So there's a link down below, or we could get a Discord link in chat probably in just a sec. And you can join there if you'd like to. I'm just apologizing for the late announcement. There we go. Alright, let's focus. Focus back in. Okay. Ryu! Oh my gosh, you're here! I didn't think you'd actually draw with us today. I'm so excited. You don't have to draw, no pressure. But if you want to, we're using reference to design a Gryphon. So I'll go ahead and post my Pinterest thing again, just because I feel like maybe a lot of people missed it. I might make a quick little command for it, but if anyone needs animal reference, there's the link to that. I have a lot there, so feel free to pick and choose a bird of prey and such. No, you don't have to draw, Ryu. It's okay. It's okay. You don't draw. Just hang out. I love hanging out with you. Okay. No pressure to draw. Yeah, if anyone wants to have reference to do this, go ahead and pick some, or find your own. That's just where I put all mine. There's some duplicates in there. I need to reorganize it. It's kind of messy. So I'm going to go ahead and do... Actually, I think I will do a bearded vulture, because those are fun. And I do like that, the stuff we learned about these funny flight feathers yesterday. Plus, I mean, who doesn't love a super shaggy, like, griffin foot? It's too much fun. So we'll use this for our bird half. So I'll go ahead and write that. Gryphon is going to be bearded vulture. For me, you don't have to do this. This is what I'm doing. This is the one stream where you don't have to use the reference. For sure, you don't have to use the reference I'm using. I want you guys to draw your own, you know, kind of design your own thing. So if you want to use this combination, that's fine. But this is one thing. And I think I'm going to go ahead and just be basic and stick with a lion, wherever that reference is down here. Yeah, I'm going to stick with a lion because I do love a good mane on a griffin. So plus African lion. There we go. All right, this is my griffin goal today. I might do a few sketches to kind of work out how I want to combine these creatures. So we'll talk really quickly about like ways to do that. So let me just move this lion situation. It's just a little too close to my drawing area. Okay. All right, so there's like the classic. If you've never designed a creature before or a griffin before, I'm not worried about style. If you want to do it cartoony, that's great. If you want to do it realistic, that's great. However works best for you. I don't think it's Kingdom Hearts. It should be a royalty-free track. So if I get dings for this, I'm gonna be sad. So here's like traditional griffin, right? You have like usually an eagle of some kind, and it just basically looks like an eagle in the front, which you're totally welcome to do. All right. And then it's usually got the wings. We talked about wings and stuff. This is obviously not a super well-drawn wing, but anyway. Griffin in front, and then a lot of times it's just like feathers, and then, you know, lion in the back. So here we go. Here's our traditional griffin. But I wanna, and then usually they've got like, you know, whatever the type of ear is. For the lion is kind of what a lot of people do. A lot of times you'll see these like long ears just because they're fun, which is totally fine if that's what you want to do. Yeah. Well, I almost want to do a harpy eagle, but that's okay. We'll skip that for now. So traditional griffin combo, right? Smile, because that's where the mouth goes. Obviously, we know that about anatomy. However, there's lots of other ways you could do it. You could really lean into the big cat thing, which is what I like to do. So I tend to give it more of a big cat body shape. But then I like to spread out the feather features, right? So definitely, I still do the, you know, usually I'll do like a Gryphon head still. But you can scatter it around, right? Like maybe it's got feathering that goes down its back, or maybe it's got, you know, feathering down here too. Maybe it's on the back feet as well as the front feet. Maybe both feet are bird feet or both feet are cat feet. You know, like find ways to combine it. A fun challenge that I always like to play with is how do you, like where to put the tail, right? Like what kind of tail is it gonna have? Is it just gonna have like a bird tail? Is it just gonna have like a cat tail, you know? What about both? Maybe it's kind of like my friend Reese that you may have seen on the intro. He's got double. I've also seen people do it, you know, this way with feathers along, kind of like almost like a dinosaur. So yeah, play with your design. Get creative. Maybe pick a bird that has cool feather colors or designs. Beans, you are welcome to write a story about this guy right here. I'm gonna Beans. There you go. But yeah, I'd love to see what you guys come up with. You know, because I'm doing a lion, I get to have, you know, I'm putting a mane, but there's other cats that have fun features. Like if you do like a lynx or something, you could have really fun ears and like really cool, you know, like face. Just get creative with it, you know? Do whatever you want to do. Or just hang out and watch, that's fine too. But I do want to encourage people to participate. Just fun, especially if you haven't, this whole series is really for a couple of people. It's for if you're an artist and you're trying to improve your skills, go for it. But if you haven't drawn in a while or ever, and you just kind of want to try something new, or maybe use your brain in a way you haven't used in a while, you know, creative thinking. I used to be a teacher, FYI, for those who are maybe new here, but creative problem solving is really, really helpful for the human brain. It's a big part of why the arts are so important. You know, it's not just for kids, you know, like it's good for your brain to solve problems creatively. So think of it like a brain teaser, and don't worry about the quality, just worry about the challenge. Like, how do I want to piece this creature together? That's the fun of creature design, you know. That's why I can't stop drawing creatures, because it's just fun to mishmash things that you know about nature together and see what you come up with. So I'm just planning right here to see how I want to combine my critter. I think I am gonna, no, just for fun, I'm gonna switch up where the feet go. Maybe he's got back feet that are bird feet. And again, I'm using my reference to make sure that I draw. I will when I actually draw, but I'm using my reference for ideas. I also love the eye shape of the bearded vulture, right? It's got this really fun little fuzzy bit coming off the face. I can kind of maybe blend that into the mane if I wanted to. I might play with that. Something to think about. I also just love the coloring on these bearded vultures. They're pretty cool. And I might just give it little tiny lion ears. And of course we have that really cool wing shape that we learned about. I'm definitely going to incorporate here. And the nice thing about having drawn wings so recently is it's fresh on my mind about how they're structured. I don't know if I have a skeletal picture in my reference folder, but if anyone needs one, just look up a picture like this and try and keep in mind, sorry for those who were here yesterday, it's a little bit of a rehash, but just keep in mind like where the bones are, right? So like this is the shoulder blade, and then here is the, what is it, Amaze? The humerus bone, the upper arm bone, elbow, you know, there's the radial and ulna, so you can see both of them right there. So it's the same skeleton pieces, they're just stretched or shortened, but it's very human. So if you think of the wing as an arm, right, you've got your shoulder, your elbow, here's your wrist, and here's where the hand would be, and that kind of helps you remember like how it folds. So if the bird is folding up its arms, it's like tucking its little hand feathers in. So just yeah, highly recommend having some bird anatomy handy, or big cat anatomy too, same thing. If you're not familiar, it is going to help you know where to put stuff. So, alright, how do we want to do his feathering? I don't do a lot of Gryphons that do just bird tails, so maybe I'll do a bird tail today. So the only problem I'm having right now with the bird feet on the hind feet is practicality. I do like designing creatures that make sense, like feel like they would kind of work, and this just feels backwards to me because these are the grabbing feet, and these are the running and power feet, and it feels like they're just in the wrong spot to me. Like these need to be back here, I think, for like good lift off power. But again, if you don't care about pragmatism, you do whatever you want. I think I am going to switch them because it kind of bugs me though. As much as I like those hairy hind feet, looks like a draft horse. Anyway. But these are just things you can think about, depending on, you know, how serious your project is. If you're designing just a cute character, you know, for like a kid's book or something, probably doesn't matter at all. Do whatever you want, you know. I drew this on the lion's lair. Yep, I sure did. So I'm just playing and moving stuff around. This is kind of my plan sketch, and then I'll get into the actual design here in a second. And this is just how I like to work when I'm doing creature design. Sometimes I just jump right into it, especially on stream. If you guys have watched me do any kind of creature design, you probably noticed that I tend to just kind of go for it. Don't really do a lot of planning. But today I thought I would, you know, do it a little more studiously, just because I'm making a whole thing out of it, you know. Not sure how I want to do his mane yet. Kind of looks like a punk rocker thing because of the hairdo and the like kiss fast almost. There we go. All right. Maybe I'll play with that in the lion design and do like a dark mane. Color is another fun thing to think about when you do these. Oh, so we have black mostly on the back here. I'll just do a dark mane that fades away. Fade to black. And I didn't really, I guess I didn't have a good shot of an adult lion. If you're doing a lion, notice that the mane does have sections of color, right? Like the bottom half tends to be dark. A lot of lions have like a blonde around the face, and then sometimes even almost a white patch underneath. So you can kind of blend the colors of your creatures together in some different ways if you'd like to. Some wings are real very, yeah. Really, most of them are. It's just how long or short or how stretched out some things get, for sure. Or I can lean on. I missed this in chat. Sorry, I'm catching up on chat. You can lean all the way into the exercise idea and show up make you do 100 drawing push-ups. Like what you're doing, like hold a pencil in your mouth and you do a sketch every time. That's like maybe like when we're really good at this whole warm-up sketch thing. We'll make that like the last day. Probably not though. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Design some with grabbers for those front feet. The way some people use mobility aids. Oh, that's funny. I saw a picture of a T-Rex with those recently. It was pretty funny. I don't know where it was, but basically it was this T-Rex yelling like he had his little tiny arms and he had those little grabber things in each arm. And he was so happy. It's like, here's the Rex, and he's like, I'm unstoppable. It was, I don't know if anyone's seen this picture. You probably know what I'm talking about, but I thought it was funny. Okay. Let's, I'm gonna go ahead and make a new layer here. So I can kind of clean up some of this space. Oops. Shoot. Well, here's what we're doing, I guess. Since I apparently can't draw ever on the right layer, I'm gonna just copy this, start a whole new thing. Wait, where did I put it? Messed it up. It lets me do this the way I want to. Okay. New. Why is this so hard, guys? I'm struggling here. Okay. New layer outside of this. There we go. Size fighting with me today. Alrighty, there we go. So here's my starting point. Let's do some designing. I'm gonna quick and re-grab those reference pictures though. I might find a different lion one just because I need the main, better picture of the main. thanks for joining me this morning, guys. I hope everyone's sketching goes well. I forgot to say, if anyone's not in the Discord but wants to share their sketches, we have a whole channel dedicated to these warm-ups. So you can always share there, encourage each other there. You can also drop ideas. We'll talk at the end of the stream if you have ideas or like things you want to get better at. I want to hear what you guys want to practice, because I know I need a lot of practice on pretty much everything. So I'm not picky. But it doesn't have to be animals, although it can be. We could do another series of animals if you guys want animal practice. But, you know, it could be like airplanes or landscapes or, you know, objects. Like maybe you really want to get better at swords or something. Happy to hear whatever it is that would help you, and something that you've had trouble working up the like gumption to actually study, because I know for me sometimes it's like, oh, I suck at drawing this, like I don't want to sit there and draw this. But if we all suck together, then maybe it won't be as bad. That's my hope. So yeah, if you have ideas or things you'd like to see, or just things you'd like to see me practice, like, gosh, Casey, you suck at cars, could you please practice cars? Like, I would be like, you are correct, and I will. So yeah, let's brainstorm. If you have ideas, I'd love to hear them. That's all I'm trying to say. I really like the colors on this line. See that nice dark mane and that reddish, the reddish bits? I think I'm gonna use this guy. Alrighty, and I'll go find a clearer picture of a bearded vulture. The one I used for sketching was good for a quick sketch, but I want to be able to actually see what's going on. So I do drop at least the references from the earlier stream this week's earlier stream. I did drop those references in Discord as well. Oh shoot, I forgot to drop the Discord link though. If anyone needs that, there you go. That's where you can find that. Oh hey, how's it going? Circe, I think I said your name right the other day, and I'm so sorry that I can't remember. Cirsic? Anyway, I'm bad at reading. I can't read, guys. Insects would be cool. That's a great idea. I'll write that down. Practicing landscapes always, yeah. Hey, if there's like a piece of like the landscape that you would like to work on, like rivers or like something more specific than just landscapes, we can do that too. I do have a section in my Pinterest board for landscapes and seascapes and skyscapes and just like all kinds of scapes. So if anything in there tickles your fancy, please, I'm happy to hear it. Adorable little T-Rex. I know. Oh, I missed your comment about the skateboard, Beans. I do like that. Okay. Oh, hey, Rocky. Good to see you. It's been a while. Yeah, feel free to draw along with us if you want to. I'm sure you know how it goes. You've probably seen me talking about it in Discord, but yeah, we're just picking some birds of prey and big cat reference and trying to find fun ways to combine them. I'm gonna do something like this. I did my little quick combine the pieces wherever you want sketch, and then I think I'll do something along those lines. I'm just trying to find a better reference picture. Ooh, look at you. Ooh, this one's got some fun. Look at this. Okay, sorry, you guys are probably focused. I just really like the colors on this bird. This one's got like a set of dark chest feathers, which is really interesting. I didn't know they could have those. Really cool. This is the fun thing about references, guys. You learn things. Yeah, the ones we drew from, actually neither of them had dark feathers there. Whoa, this one's like... This must be a juvenile. Look at this one. Sorry. This is what happens when I look at my reference pictures. I just get really excited about them. But look at the color variation. So you could do... That's another great point I didn't even think about. You could do different stages of age for your Gryphon. You know, maybe it's a adult lion, but a juvenile bird of prey. Sometimes the bird of prey juveniles have very drastically different looks than their adult counterparts, and just use those colors. You know, it's a fantasy character. Who cares? We can have artistic liberty when we want to. For example, the juvenile harpy eagle has... It almost looks blue. It's really, really pretty. Not nearly as dark gray as its adult counterpart. All right, I think I am going to use these pictures, yeah. Get creative, guys. I want to see. I'm excited to see what everyone comes up with. These will be great. Okay. I do really love some of these photos. Wow. I'll draw from Earth more later. We're gonna work from here. Oh, and thanks for I'm just gonna say thanks for sticking it out through the ads, guys. Oh, what is Streamlabs up to? I never see it use that alert. It's weird. And for those who are new to my stream, I don't normally stream from my room. I just, it's been very cold. It's been very, very cold here in Colorado, so I had to make some adjustments this week. Probably could have had these prepared ahead of time, but sometimes, I don't know, I like to see how other people do their preparation process, so hopefully it's helpful for you guys to see mine. And if not, then feel free to tune me out until I actually draw. That's what you want. Whoops, oh, I always do that in this program. I forget how to It's so weird that you can't delete. Probably need to change my hotkeys inside. Alright, here we go. Oh, but yeah, like I was saying, sorry again to be streaming from my room. We had like a major cold snap here in Colorado, and I was worried that my computer would freeze because I just built a new computer and it has a liquid cooler, and apparently the liquid cooler is only rated to 8 degrees as opposed to -10, which is what it was here. And my studio does not stay warm if I'm not there because it's a fire hazard to keep the heat on. It's just like a standalone heater. So yeah, decided to just bring it all home to be safe. And my Cintiq. Usually I keep my drawing tablet there too, but it's getting kind of old and it's an LCD screen and technically those can freeze as well, so I figured since I was there, I'd just go ahead and grab that too. I'm grabbing this just to remind me of those fun wing shapes. I don't know if you guys can even see that on screen, but I do have a little open wing reference down here as well. So gather what you need, and yeah, excited to see what you come up with. How's your week going, Rocky? Hope you've been well. Haven't caught you on stream in a while. It's good to see you. I hope you find some inspiration to draw on those projects you were talking about. And I'm sorry, by Rocky I do mean Fox. You've changed your name a few times, but that's the one that I remember usually. But I'll try to do better. Let me know if that bothers you. I'll try to move it up on my remember this list. Actually, speak this just I guess I can't. So for me personally, when I'm drawing animals with wings, especially with like this kind of thing, when it's like mostly a design picture, I like to draw their wings up just so you can actually see what's going on the body. If you don't feel like drawing the body, you can always, just do closed wings, but just keep in mind the wings are pretty big, so all you're really going to see is like that. And I've also seen some people just, obscure the wings and not draw them. And you can also, you don't have to do full body, you could do like a head shot, you could do like a back shot of the wing design, whatever you want to do really. Or just, draw a character in a fun pose, but you don't even have to see the whole design. That's we're doing this mane here. So I'm taking what I remember from yesterday. We talked about these bearded vultures having these like light bulb shaped heads almost. You can kind of see it, what I'm talking about right here. It's kind of almost looks like a seabird, like a gull or something. So sometimes you can play with those shapes and have some fun outcomes as well. I might try some slightly exaggerated things, so don't judge me, this might change a lot. That's okay, we're all here to make ugly art together, remember? That's totally fine. The L in LCD stands for liquid. Yeah, exactly. It does have a really low freeze temp, but just in case, because I did read that like the older an LCD gets, the more susceptible it's going to be to those hard temperatures, so usually people are concerned about that when they're putting it in storage, but I use mine all the time, so it's not in storage, but it's in storage-like conditions. So I'm gonna fade that a little more later. And back to nail break. Anyway, that's good. It's a good way to hide details that you don't want to draw. That's true. That's true. You can definitely cover up things with wings. It's kind of like putting hands in pockets. It's like the bird version of that. Oh, is it? Oh, I'm sorry. I had it turned way down on my end. Is that better? Did that help at all? Let me sleep. Some of these tracks are a little louder. I have like a random playlist on. Some of them are really muffled. But thank you for letting me know. Yeah, this track should be quieter. I can barely hear it. Speaking of sound, I was playing with like the sound alerts last night. I have no idea if I set it up right. So do you guys see anything like that on the screen? I thought I turned it on, but I didn't see it. I only did one just to test it out, so I don't know. There should be like a floating button thing, but I don't know if it's on there. If not, I'll just fiddle with it later. Another fun thing to play with is the eye. So you could do like a bird of prey eye, or you could do a big cat eye, or a combination of the two. Like I love whatever this is. These like shapes over the eyes of big cats. They're really fun and they can really enhance like the design of something. But yeah, feel free to play. That's what this is all about today. It's just playing around. Not sure how I want to incorporate this beard. Also, don't be like me and get all caught up in the details early on. I need to break that habit. I gotta remember to explore first, get your shapes down, then do details. So we're gonna get away from the face for a second. But it's nice having done the reference first before working on this, because then I can think, oh, like I remember where the muscles go, and I remember I just drew this. It's just like muscle memory a little bit for your hand too. Like I'm thinking back to that picture we drew of the full body lions fighting on Monday. And I'm like, oh yeah, the back muscles were this shape and the shoulder muscle was this shape. And you can always look at it again too, obviously. I feel like that's probably something I don't need to remind you of. But anyway, yeah. Look, I'm just trying to talk up drawing from reference so that I still feel motivated to do it next week, because it is hard for me sometimes. Although it is a lot better with friends, so thank you guys for the company. How you doing, Short Stuff? by the way. I don't know if I asked you. Thanks for popping in. Feel free to draw along if you'd like. This is open to anyone, not just artists. You're welcome to practice. Like I was saying earlier, you know, creative problem solving and drawing and thinking with a different part of your brain, it's all good. It's all good for the human brain. You know, I kind of wonder, I might play with not having quite as full of a mane on the front. It might be kind of fun to like, just do a bird front. Maybe? Like bird underneath, but like mane on top. I've never really done that before. Might also be a good way to kind of echo the dangly bits. Another thing about design is echoing, right? You want to like, I mean, graphic designers really know this, but it's true in illustration too. Anytime you can echo elements and like do callbacks, so like this dangly thing, I don't know what this is called, his beard, I guess, on the front. If I can echo that and like maybe some black dangling hairs in his design here and have them on top of like this stark white or orangish feathering, it could kind of like echo throughout the whole design, you know. So I could do patches of like darker feathers, kind of like his chest. I like those chest feathers. I might incorporate that too. Right here. But yeah, you can see all these patches of color. So maybe I'll just do some like feather patches back here, kind of by the wings, you know, to kind of echo it. It kind of helps unify the design a little bit instead of making it feel like chopped up bits, you know? It can be fun. You don't have to do it that way, of course, but just yeah, keep your mind open to the possibilities. You're the designer. Why did you decide to do a cheetah? Yeah, that is so funny. It's true. Cheetahs, there's a lot of work involved. I actually, when I was doing commissions, like for like complex character designs or animal feature designs, I would charge extra, and cheetahs just automatically fit into that category for me. It's like, oh, let's sit here and draw all these spots, like, especially if the spots are in like a certain order or something in the design. No bueno. Excuse me, that's a weird burp sound. Just had breakfast a little bit ago. Stomach is growling. Ooh, I kind of like that crazy eye. Crazy cat eye on the bird eye. It's definitely leaning into that punk rocker vibe. Maybe he needs a guitar. I wonder how you would design a guitar for a Gryphon. I know, maybe we do, and that's why I'm trying to get better about my big gestures first. Like get the anatomy down, you know, get the structure down first. Make sure all of that's solid. I'm also going to be flipping my canvas a bit, so I didn't do a great job of doing that this week, but that's a really good habit that I want to have, that I want to practice more. So if you don't know what that is, like if you're just drawing in a sketchbook, obviously just hold it up to a mirror, and then you can see a little easier where you've got some errors perhaps before you get too into the details. But if you're working digitally, a lot of times you can just go, usually it's somewhere up here, yeah. So this one I can just flip right on the screen. Now he's over here, but I can see like where there might be some errors. So right away it jumps out to me like, oh, that's why this leg looks weird, is because I didn't draw the structure right, you know, that kind of thing. So figure out whatever program you're in and how to do that. I highly recommend doing that every once in a while throughout all stages of your art process. I think I was gonna do a tail. So I'm trying to think back to what we learned from yesterday. A lot of these birds have like the feathers kind of come in layers, right? And on the tail it was kind of interesting because they were kind of like layered out like that. So if I do it that way here, I feel like I can make his tail look somewhat accurate. Yeah, we talked about feather layering, which is a big deal with birds and wings, and making your wings look right. Is layering those feathers. So if you want more information about that, you can always go back to my stream yesterday. I rambled at length for the first like 15 minutes about it, and we just kind of analyzed the bird photos to figure out all that stuff. We talked about like why these feathers are on top and how the secondaries are on bottom and how they fold, all that stuff. So if you need more info, check that out. I do want to incorporate, speaking of fun feathers, I do want to incorporate these feet though. I love anything that has foot feathering is like my favorite. Best thing ever. He definitely looks like a punk rock Gryphon. Like this is a rock star right here. And for those who might be new to Twitch, just so you know, if you wanted to like follow along and you just weren't able to earlier this week, the videos stay up on Twitch for 14 days, I think. So you can always go back and watch later at your own convenience if you'd like to draw along. It's never too late to participate. And you can post in the Discord, the warm-up streams section at any time. It does not matter. But like I mentioned, we'll be doing this definitely for the month of January, and I'll just see how it goes. Alright, I'm not sure how I feel about these feathered. I feel like I could do a better job with feather patches on his back. Oops, I got excited. I just drew bird feet. Here, we'll just save that. This is the other reason I like digital. So spoiled, guys. You can just move things. So if you like the way something is drawn, you can keep it. Except for now, I can't because I can't select. Not here. Oh, I can't here. Okay. Let's make that a line foot though. Sketching my sketchbook, so I decided to switch from pencil to crayon. Oh, there you go. That's a good idea. I love that. Yeah, if anybody's working traditionally and you want to force yourself to work loose, that's a great idea. Beans is really good at traditional stuff. I kind of switched over to the digital track a long time ago. One of my goals this year is to do more traditional streams though. Those of you who've been here for a long time probably remember way back when I used to do sculpture streams. And I do want to get back into those. I don't know why I made his back so high. It looks like he's like standing on his tiptoes. I'll just put his leg in the air because it doesn't make sense otherwise. Yeah, I used to do sculpture streams, and I want to do more than just sculpture streams. I'd also like to maybe do some more painting. Like I did one like for fun painting stream earlier this year, and it was actually a little more fun than I thought it was going to be. I'm really not a painter at all. The number of times I've picked up a paintbrush and actually painted something, so not counting like high school art class, you know, it's pretty limited. So yeah, I kind of just want to improve all around this year and explore and experiment and figure out, you know, how I want to work and like what style I want to work in and how I want things to go. And it's been kind of an issue, at least in my opinion, with my illustration stuff kind of taking off, and it's kind of the feedback I keep getting from agents and art directors is like, you need to pick a style. Like, okay, so let's do that. That's the goal this year, is to pick a style and start pitching my work again, hopefully this summer. But that's part of the goal of this, right? Is to improve my skill so that I can pick a style, and yeah, if I can drag some of you along with me, that'd be great. We'd love to have you anytime you want to hang out. Right. Whoa! Oh, Mei Xing, thank you for the raid. Oh my gosh, I appreciate that. Aw, it's so nice. I need to get more emotes. The only freak out emotes I have are these, but I'm so happy to have you guys. For those who are joining, thank you. If you like art, we're actually doing a warm-up sketch series this week where we use reference to make different things. I can real quickly show you if you want to see what we did last time. Maybe not. Maybe I can't quickly do it. Yeah, here's the reference pictures more or less from last time. So we did birds of prey. Oh, and I drew a dragon. Birds of prey yesterday, and down here we did big cats. And so today the goal is to, if you're an artist, we can warm up together and kind of practice things. And today we're combining what we learned to make a Gryphon. So that's kind of the quick and dirty version of what we did and what we're doing. So that's why you see all these reference photos. I do a lot of creature design, so this is more comfortable probably for me than maybe some folks, but the whole point of this series is to improve our skills. So we'll be doing this in the mornings at 10 a.m. Mountain Time, which is where I'm at, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So if you want to join, feel free to follow and tag along. You don't have to. I've also got a section in my Discord where you can share results or just encourage others. And then I always stream. I'll be streaming again later today. So if anyone's around this afternoon, I usually stream at 4 p.m. Mondays and Wednesdays. Yeah, I'm combining a bearded vulture with a lion to make my Gryphon. He doesn't have wings yet. Thank you, Mei Xing. I really appreciate that. That was very special. Thank you. And welcome, Infinitrix. Hello, nice to have you. How are you guys doing? How was your stream, Mei Xing? What did you get up to? I'd love to hear about it. Tell us about what you do. All right, time to challenge myself with these wings now. And then I get to play with color, which will be the fun part. Oh yeah, thanks for joining. Happy to have anyone, like I said. Thanks for popping that link in the chat, Amaze. There is a whole section just for these warm-ups. Like I said, it's going through January, but we'll see. If people enjoy it and want to keep going, I'm happy to do it. One of my goals this year is to stream more on Twitch, so this just increases my stream hours too, which is helping me hit my goal for 2024. So if you guys want, pop ideas in there. We'll talk at the end of the stream about what to do next week. I have some ideas, but I'd love some feedback. So anyone who's still around in a while, these morning streams usually go about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. Supposed to be doing them for 30 minutes, but I keep having a little bit of a late start, so maybe next week I'll be better. But see, this is where I need to pull up my reference of bird feet and actually look at what they look like, because I'm kind of making it up right now, which is not great. This is the habit that I have that I'm trying to break. Okay, just I like their fuzzy feet so much. Almost done. Did a bit of a game dev grind on your dress up feature. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Well, hey, that's exciting. Very cool that you stream that too. Always like to go against the grain. Cardinal guinea pig. Oh my gosh. Kudo, you have no idea. I'm so excited to see that. That's okay. The whole idea is to warm up sketch. We just did birds of prey and big cats because that was what we did this week, but you just do whatever kind of Gryphon you want. I have a, what is it? I think it's like a rat pigeon Gryphon that I drew one time. I'll have to dig that up sometime and show you guys in Discord. Maybe I can find it later after stream. Okay, alright, we've got the body design here. I'm gonna scoot. What is all this? Oh, I just didn't mark these. Okay. I wish I could select all in this program. I can't, unfortunately, so just merge them together. Okay. We're gonna scoot these guys down, or up, I guess, and start the wings. No, let's go down. I like down better. Alrighty. Gotta make room for his wings. What was that? Oh, apparently I drew on the wrong layer right there. Something. Don't know what. Oh, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome aboard. Happy to have you. No, I'm excited to see these. If anyone wants to share, like I said, if you're watching the stream later or if you're watching somewhere where you can't participate right now but you'd like to, would love to see what you come up with in the Discord. And it'll encourage others too, you know? Like, don't worry about your skill level. If you're new to art, that's okay. You are not the only one. And even though I've been drawing a while, I have a lot to learn. You know, like I could be doing a better job with the anatomy here, and I'm just kind of playing. So, yeah, that's the whole point. We're learning together. All right, I'm gonna figure out how to get these feathers to look a little better. I do want to make them. So a quick refresh for those who are trying to do feathering. Just remember they're like scales. So they kind of start the ones at the top, and you can see how I'm making mine smaller as they go down because I just want like patches of feathers, but just remember they kind of layer on each other. So if you think of them like scales, I actually learned recently that we think apparently bird feathers are like a it's like what scales evolved into, which is why they work so similarly, and it's why so many dinosaurs have like proto feathers or quills. It's like the process, like you're seeing their bodies over time adapting these for various reasons. It's really interesting. So, gosh, I hope this whole feather mane thing works out. We'll see when I color it. I'm kind of gonna incorporate that. I love these colors in this mane. Okay, I think I am gonna do that. Just put them there for now. I'm just making notes to myself so that when I color I don't forget my intentions. I'm gonna make this kind of turn into feathers, I guess, down there. Cool. I'm excited to color this. How silly. Okay, now here's the fun part, the wing, right? We talked about, again, you can watch the stream back yesterday, but I'm going to repeat myself some just to explain what I'm doing for people who maybe are newer to drawing or just haven't really thought about anatomy as much. It can really help your drawing. So, we were talking about how the bird, like how the arm is basically of a bird, is the wing, right? It's just like the arm of a person. So if you have your elbow, your wrist, and your fingers, it'll kind of help you, same thing with bat wings, it'll kind of help you lay out the shape. And then when we were doing the feathers, there's basically 3 sections. So there's like these coverlets, there's the secondary plumage, which sometimes you get these really fun long feathers, which I noticed on the bearded vulture that I kind of liked. And of course this one, the whole reason I'm doing it is because it has a really fun wing shape, and I'll show you guys the reference for that in a minute. But you've got your secondaries, and then you've got your big primary feathers, and these are the long guys. Now we're looking at the underside of the wing here. So the feathers are going to stack this way. So basically under the wing, the feathers on the ends are the ones that show. But if we were looking at the dorsal side, which would be the upper side, these are actually underneath. So the ones on the end actually go under. And there was a way that I remembered that last time, but basically you just want, like, layering your wing feathers correctly. It makes a huge difference in actually like how accurate your drawing is going to look. So if you're frustrated with the wings, just, you know, try and look at a picture and figure that part out if you haven't, and just think about it, you know? And then one thing we noticed was that the lammergeier apparently does not have 10 primary feathers like every other bird of prey, or at least the ones that we looked at didn't. Maybe some do. Maybe we just looked at mutant bearded vultures. But I like to do like a guideline to help me remember there's 3 sections, right? So you've got these, and then these are like the hand portion, like the top part of the wing that does this, and then the arm part has its own set, so sometimes they overlap. Like you're gonna see sections. So if you look at how birds' wings fold, just go look through any reference pictures of birds, but you'll see what I'm talking about if you don't know. All right. kind of made the coverlet section of this a little too big, but that's okay. It's a little more eagly. I think I followed everything. Oh, thank you, Mei Xing. You didn't have to do that. Aw, well good. I'm glad you like the vibe. I try to have a good vibe. Oh, there's an ad, sorry. Sorry for those of you having to sit through that. Hopefully it's not an annoying one. Feel free to mute it. It does help me though, so thanks for those of you who stick around through those. Make a very, very small passive tip amount from Twitch, but it does, you know, every little bit helps. That's one less commission I have to take to get by, so appreciate that. Oops, I messed this up. That's why that's looking wrong. See? I knew something was off. Why isn't this working? See, now I need to pull my reference because I'm second guessing myself. Let's check it out. Just realized I've been drawing this wrong and that's why it looks weird to me. I'm gonna double check my reference because I gotta make sure that I'm doing it right, but if I can find my reference page. There it is. Sorry for this screen flicker. Oh, hey Charlie's Dragon! Good to see you! How are ya? Hopefully it's not an Adobe ad. Yeah, I'm sorry. Thanks, by the way, for those of you who sat through that ad. I'm so sorry, but I was just saying it does help. Helps me not have to take client work as often. So it's not. I don't make a huge amount through Twitch, but you know the tips and things that come in are helpful. So thank you for that. Thank you to anyone who's ever subbed, tipped, any of that, or just sat through an ad. It's all the same. Let's see. And I'm glad you like the vibe, Infinitrix. I try to make it chill and fun and welcoming. Thanks for all the follows, Mei Xing. You're so nice. So sweet. But I was just saying off, well, I guess while the ad was on for some of you, that I just realized I was looking at it, I was like, oh, I drew the wings wrong. Like I was just talking about feather layering and then I didn't layer the feathers correctly. So I'm actually gonna go find my folding wing reference because this kind of half folded always kind of confuses me. I believe it's the like this part goes over the top, so that's like behind everything, and then this one's on front. So if you, oh my gosh, Charlie's Dragon, thank you. You didn't have to do that. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the sub. Enjoy the lack of ads for a while. That's so kind of you. I need to get some hype emotes one of these days. This is the hypiest emote I have. Well, you're very kind. Thank you. That means a lot. Like I said, helps me pay for my studio and keep this this art habit going, you know, I'm paying for my art habit. Appreciate that. Yeah, wings are a struggle. I'm actually about to go pull up some wing ref. So if anyone is having trouble finding good wing reference, I'll post this again. I know I posted this like 3 times. Here's the specific avian section of my Pinterest board. Oh, I'm in the vultures, sorry. Just backtrack from that one up to avian. You should see a link at the top that says reference avian. Just click that. I thought I had gone to the right place, but apparently not. And there's an anatomy section that just goes into wing structure. So anytime I find a good picture of a wing, here's a great one actually that talks about exactly what we're talking about right now. Talks about the different sections. I'll go ahead and link that as well for any of you reference nerds out there. Yeah. Let's see. I need to, but you have to keep in mind, like I discovered yesterday, not every bird wing is exactly like this. Like most of these bird wings, they all have 10 primary feathers, roughly. And at least the bearded vulture we were looking at did not have that situation. Oh, here's another really good one. Yeah, just go to the anatomy folder. You'll find all different types of broad wings, short wings, gull wings. They're all different shapes. I am specifically though gonna go find a picture of a bearded vulture. This this whole series is about challenging me to actually use my reference pictures. So this is the one we used yesterday. I guess I could have just pulled it up here, but so here's the one that we were kind of looking at for spread wing issues. I guess I already had this one, don't I? Yeah, I already pulled that one up. Could have just scrolled down. But yeah, this wing shape's really fun, and you can see they have some just like, it's interesting that down here is actually longer. You can see right here the end of the feather at the bottom of this wing is actually like longer than the primaries in the middle section, which is not common, I don't feel like. So I wanted to incorporate that into my wing shape. I did a little bit too much of like an eagle wing shape here, so I think I'm going to start by just fixing that. If I can find my sketch layer. There we go. Let's make sure I don't lose that. And again, this is why, you know, this is why reference is helpful. So you can fix things like this and use your eraser instead of your pen. It is a lot of bird pictures, yeah. I know. I have a problem. It's actually part of why my stream got off to a late start on Monday, because I just got way too, or yesterday. So I just got way too sucked into like finding good reference pictures for the birds I wanted. Yeah, I get a little obsessed. You're done-ish with your cheetah. Nice! So I'm gonna color mine at least quickly. It's already 11, so I'm probably gonna spend too much more time on it. But yeah, remember this is just a sketch. You don't have to take it to finish today. You don't even have to take it to finish at all if you don't like it. I'm probably gonna color mine at least and post it somewhere. Probably on the internet. I don't know. At least in Discord, if nothing else. But I just really wanted to capture this fun wing shape, so hold on. I just really like those long. And we can see right here, I'm gonna use a different color pen, so you guys probably have a hard time seeing. But on the underneath side, so you see how there's like this section, right? So this is the hand, basically, of the wing. So it's like doing this. It's able to bend and fold that way, like here's the wrist. And then you can see it's like almost a different section of wing for the arm. And so this part actually folds on top whenever it's at rest, and so this is underneath. And from the underside, the end feather is always on top, right? So it's like under, 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 under. And then same thing here. End feather is on top. You got a few secondaries kind of obscuring it right there, but this is the end feather on that section, and it's under, 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 under. So when you're thinking about drawing wing designs, I feel like this is one of the things I see the most often in a feathered wing, that kind of so obvious that when somebody hasn't used reference, because the feathers are stacked incorrectly, and it's like that's not how flight works, you know? Like if you had it the other way, whenever it would hit wind, the feathers would all just like separate, and they wouldn't be able to like hold the wind, because it needs to be able to, like this feather needs to push against that feather, which needs to push against that feather to actually capture the air. So just something to think about. I mean, again, not every drawing is going for scientific accuracy. I get it. Like, it's totally fine. But yeah, each section is like that. So these are on top, and it just kind of goes down from there. So, something to keep in mind. I'm gonna just erase that. All that stuff. All that to say, I have to make sure I'm doing it right too, because I get confused. Every time, I feel like if it's been a long time since I've drawn like a bird wing, like I'll do it wrong constantly. See, this one's interesting. So I messed up the shape here, and that's okay. That makes sense. See, this is why you need reference, guys, because it actually is like this sort of a shape for this bird, and that's the coverless shape. And then here is the secondary shape. Okay, that makes a lot more sense too. More support for that wing, you know. This way. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now I'm a little happier. I was like, why isn't this making sense? See, everyone can mess up. I can't get too annoyed when people draw it wrong, because I do it wrong all the time. I don't mean to say I'm sitting there like angry or anything. No, not like that, but it's just, it becomes obvious, I think, if you draw something enough. But it's like, okay, like this would look better if you made these small changes. Right? It's just one of those things. See, and it's my habit, right? Because I'm trying to do it this way, but that's the wrong direction here. That's the way we want to do it. One of these days I'll remember. Today is not that day, clearly. Okay. Now then, to get this fun wing shape. So yeah, if you have to go, if you've already reached your 30-minute sketch mark, then well done. You've done it. No need to hang out for the rest of the stream. If you gotta head out, I know this is a work day for a lot of people, so no pressure. Like I mentioned before, streams will stay online, or at least on Twitch. I believe it's 14 days, unless you're a partner, which I am not. So, what am I doing wrong here? Something's wrong. Wolf, please. This is the shape I'm trying to get, guys. I'm just gonna draw it in. So it's slightly exaggerated, but this is basically the shape that I see. So again, when you're doing creature design, like, you can exaggerate stuff. It doesn't have to be, as long as it's, I don't know. I feel like I said before, if you know what something is supposed to look like, you can exaggerate. You can make like educated exaggeration, which, like, if you've ever seen a really well done animated movie or a really well done book or something where it's like something's really cartoony but it just looks really cool and really good, it's usually, not always, but it's usually because that person actually has a really good grasp of what it's supposed to be, the designer, I mean, and they've taken what they know and they've exaggerated it in a thoughtful way that has made it look really, really engaging. So anyway, Horus in Egyptian mythology has a falcon head. Oh, interesting. Hold on, I think I'm missing some cool conversation in chat. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, Beans. It was good to see you. Appreciate it. I hope I get to see what you made, but if not, that's okay. No pressure. That was the idea. Oh, you posted in Discord. Excellent, excellent. Thank you. Let's see. I'm looking forward to seeing that. It was raw. Yeah, there was a lot of really cool Egyptian mythology gods that had these really interesting animal combinations. I've seen some fun stuff around those. Really cool character design. There was an animated movie that was actually canceled recently that was supposed to come out, and I forget what it's called, but oh my gosh, the artwork coming out of the behind the scenes of that film, incredible. And I think it's like a story about a boy and Ra and the god Ra, like, doing something. I need to look it up. I'll post that in Discord later if I find it. I do need to actually move my stuff back to my studio today, so I need to go soon too. Probably not going to stay on a whole lot longer. So maybe I'll have to color this later today. We'll see how long it depends on how long it takes me to figure out this darn wing. I think this is the shape I want. Okay. And see, all of that work I just had to redo could have been avoided if I had just used my reference in the first place, instead of trying to wing it, if you'll excuse the turn of phrase. I want this fun shape here. Mostly what we're going for. Okay. Sweet. Alrighty, so there we go. There's our creature sketch, or at least my creature sketch. I feel pretty okay about it. I'm gonna make that go away for a second. And I don't think these feathers would be long enough to actually be showing over here, but we're just gonna pretend they are. We'll at least do the tips, just because I like how that works. Maybe it'll be done here though. Okay. Actually, I don't know. Maybe it would be long enough. Just pretend he's got a very epic wing. not too bad. Still not sold on his hair, but we'll just say he's a punk rock Gryphon. It's hardcore parkour, guys. You should see this dude jump from building to building. It's intense. Alright, I'm gonna stop fiddling with this and slap some color on and wrap this up. Oh, and then yeah, we were talking about ideas for the next stream. I'm just gonna cheat and color select, guys, so don't judge me. Yeah, I gotta go fast here. Really do need to get on the move. I got a critique at 1 that I need to be back in the studio for. Yeah, we were talking about ideas for next time, so if you have ideas, feel free to tell me now or later, or in a Discord, wherever you'd like to. I'm collecting ideas. I think, I had some for next week. I think I had picked animals again. Let me pull up what I've written down. But they're I just kind of filled them in there. Hopefully this doesn't show up down here on the screen. We'll see what happens. If it does, I'm so sorry. I want to say it was something like, I know that there's like, oh, there it is. So there's a Draw a Dinosaur Day coming up at the end of the year. So the last week of January, not end of the year, end of the month. So the 29th, 30th, and 31st, I was gonna do dinosaur themes. So Draw a Dinosaur Day is the 30th. So it's Tuesday, January 30th. I will be drawing a dinosaur that day for sure. So those ones are taken. I was just gonna do sauropod, hadrosaur, and a theropod days separately, so you can kind of pick your own. And we'll talk about what each of those sections are for those who maybe don't know. And then next week I had put equine, cervid, and bovine. Those are all ungulates, so that's horses, horses, deer, and cows, basically. But those are pretty broad families, right? So you could do like a horse or a zebra, a donkey, or a prehistoric horse, or, you know, whatever. A deer could be anything from like a tiny little dik-dik to a moose, you know, there's all kinds of stuff. But we don't have to do those. Like, again, it doesn't have to be animals. I'm not sold on that entirely. I know we've talked about doing landscape stuff, objects, like if anybody's just dying to draw a car and doesn't know how to draw a car and wants some encouragement to draw a car, or just wants to watch me be bad at drawing a car. But yeah, we could do all kinds of things. So if there's something, just think about it, you know, if there's something that you've been wanting to improve and get better at, could be like plants, you know, objects. If you're an illustrator and you often have to draw all kinds of things in a scene, what do you struggle with? What do you want to practice? That's kind of what the purpose of this is. So it could be something general, like things found in a bedroom, you know, or things found in a kitchen, or things found in a shed, you know, whatever you want. So let me know what you're wanting to draw, wanting to practice, and we can definitely incorporate it. Disney classics in general, great at using. Yeah, for sure. Oh my gosh, behind the scenes stuff for animation. Were we talking about Dinosaur yesterday? The Disney's Dinosaur? I think it might have been you. You said you've seen it, but you hadn't seen the making of, right? Was that you? It might have been someone else. Either way, really fun to watch the behind the scenes stuff for animation. I actually used to want to be an animator because I had so much fun watching all of those things, and I was like, oh, that looks like such a cool process. I didn't realize until I got to college, like, oh, I don't actually want to be an animator. I want to be a concept artist or a storyboard artist or something like that. I want to be a part of like the visual development piece. I don't necessarily want to animate. I mean, I think it'd be fun to try animation. I've done a few very small animations, but I don't like that amount of work is just not. Especially when I found out how high the burnout is for that career path, I was like, maybe not. But yeah, I still think it'd be fun to do concept art or storyboarding. That's kind of why I'm getting into graphic novels. Graphic novels are basically storyboards, if you think about it. Depending on how you make your graphic novel, I guess. But yeah, they're great stuff. In the ancient tame cheetahs used for hunting. Yeah, they did. Yeah. Watch The Lion King. Hey, you're in good company, Charlie's Dragon. There's a few Lion King fans in here, including myself. That was like my favorite movie as a kid. I feel it's a good example of exaggerating the right things, for sure. Yes, exactly. And watching the behind the scenes stuff for like how they brought in live animals to draw from. I mean, I wish that I, one, lived closer to the zoo here in Denver. I'm like on the opposite side of the city. But two, just wish that I like could find a group of people to regularly go and sketch at the zoo with, because it's so helpful. There was a group before COVID that did that, and they've disbanded, I think, since COVID. I've thought about trying to get one together, but I also just can't afford to go to the zoo very often. I don't have a lot of time in my schedule. I wish I was doing art full time, or could like work remotely sometimes for my day job, because that would really free up my schedule a lot. That's just not a possibility right now, unfortunately. Wish it was. It'd be great if it was. But yeah, if you have the opportunity to sketch at the zoo with friends, like drawing from live animals or live objects even, like go sit in a coffee shop and just draw people, you know, or go sit out on a city, you know, not when it's like freezing outside like it is in most of the US, but go sit on a park bench and just draw trees and find a plein air group. There's a plein air painting group. That's one thing I would like to stream live if I could ever figure out how to like stream remotely like that. I'd probably need like a satellite something or other, but I would love to do some plein air stuff. Because you just learn so much, you know? You learn so much about drawing from real things. It's just the fastest way to improve. So if anybody's out there like, oh, I don't really like using reference, I'll just do my own thing, that's totally fine. Just know that you're going to improve much more slowly, because then you're just relying on your brain to remember details to help you improve. Like for me, when I've noticed like my art hasn't improved in a while, that's part of when I know I need to go back and start doing reference sketches and master copies and that kind of thing again, because it just kind of refreshes your brain with like, here's what you've been drawing, like this is how you think this thing looks, but here's what it actually looks like. And it just helps. It just helps. So highly recommend it. Now this whole Gryphon, by the way, for those of you wondering what I'm doing, there's definitely a faster way to do this in other programs. I'm using a really basic sketch program right now called Paint Tool Sci, and it doesn't have an easy way for me to quickly select line art. Like I can, but there's some holes in it and it would take me so long just to fill it. So I'm just coloring it in. A faster way to do it would probably be to like outline it inside here and then fill, which I guess I could do. I find coloring therapeutic sometimes. But yeah, once the whole creature is this one color, I'll go back in and adjust, because there's a thing you can do in digital art which basically freezes your pixels in that layer. So I'm working on a different layer for this. Most of you probably understand digital art, but for those who don't, yeah, once this layer has all of its pixels frozen, then I can basically play with them however I want. And it just makes the whole coloring process a lot faster. So I'm just gonna do it the quick way, not worry about being precise. But yeah, just want to encourage anybody who is trying to do art as maybe, even if it's just a hobby, but especially if you're doing it as like an income source, definitely make a habit of doing some drawing from life or reference. I know I need to be better about it, which is again why we're here. That's why I'm doing this. I needed to find a way to stream more but still be productive for my illustration career. So here we are. I'm trying to remember what the name of that movie was, the Egyptian movie. The art coming out of it, I follow one of the visual development artists on Instagram, and I keep seeing such cool production work. Really kind of, yeah, it just looks really fun. So I'll share that on Discord if I find it as well. What else was I supposed to share? Oh yeah, my rat pigeon Gryphon that I drew years ago. I'll go find that. Okay. Alright. Okay. Let's play with color. I'm gonna give myself, usually I give myself a timer on these sketch streams for 30 minutes. I've gone over that at this point. But I'm going to time myself. I'm going to give myself 10 or 15 minutes for this. So I'm going to freeze my layer. So for those who, again, maybe don't know what I'm talking about, this is what it does. So it allows me to basically allows me to just kind of go crazy, and it doesn't go outside the lines, right? So it's a nice way to quickly get some color in. One of the many perks of digital art, for sure. Love that reddish color. Really pretty, really nice. Got these really lovely, like reddish black that I'm gonna incorporate here. And hopefully this will help kind of visualize what I've been thinking while making this. Oops. What do we got here? I do like the kind of patchy kind of patchy quality that some of these feathers have. Really, really pretty. I'm obviously like way upping the saturation on these colors, by the way. It's not what it really looks like down there, but you know, it's what you do sometimes. Alrighty. I do like his dramatic white streak on his head right here. I think I'll incorporate that into the mane. Very dramatic. Oops, my chat broke. Hold on. Can tell Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty use rose. Yeah, it is. Rotoscoping can be kind of obvious for sure. You could do cars from different decades. Oh, that's a good idea. I need practice with it. Yeah, me too. Sorry, I'm way behind on chat. We were talking about dinosaur. Okay. What making of? Yeah. Oh my gosh, no way. Did you go on like a whole adventure? Had to cleanse the palette. I know. Oh, CGI Lion King. I have a meme I can send you. I sent it to, oh gosh, Sloppy Salamander yesterday on the stream because we were talking about it too, I think. Oh, I'm way behind. Holy cow! I still cried the Lion King. Oh my gosh, yes, same. It's so sad. I still remember seeing that in theaters the first time. Remember they showed, I know, lions being brought into the studio. Yeah, it was a really cool feature. I love those behind the scenes things. A few Lion King fans says the artist for the webcomic set in the African savannah featuring. Hey, I'm feeling a little called out right now. I'm just saying. It's not a Lion King comic. There are similar animals. You're not wrong though. Top 3 for sure. Yeah. Outline and film. Yes, the outline and film. Reference is important. I think a lot of people. Yeah, there's this weird, especially when you first start out as an artist, when you're a young artist. I remember when I first got online, I'm not gonna date myself, it was a while ago, when DeviantArt was still actually a thing. And yeah, it was like a whole like, oh, I didn't use reference for this. Like you were somehow cool for not using reference, or like it meant you were a better artist. Like I didn't even need reference or something. And it's just, that's kind of, I don't know, that's kind of cringy. Obviously we were all young high school kids, so you just kind of say stupid things, but yeah, no, it's, your art gets better. Like if you want to get better, use reference. Like it's the fastest way, because yeah, then eventually you don't need reference as much. Like you will be able to draw things from memory. Like there's some things I don't need reference for. Like I just feel like I got it. But you know, still, even if you have the skills and you know what things look like, reference still helps. It gives you a guideline, you know? Like I know how to draw a wing, but this is way better than the wings that I've drawn in a while because I used reference. You know, I made sure that I was at least kind of getting the anatomy right. So it looks better. Doesn't mean I copied the reference exactly. I mean, the wing wasn't even facing the same direction that I was using as reference, but it still helps, you know? My level of drawing skill is using tracing paper. Hey, you know what? Short stuff. Tracing is a way to start, okay? Don't let anyone talk bad about your tracing. It's a way to start. I actually was talking about tracing on the first stream in this series this week. Sometimes if you're having trouble, like I had trouble with one, and I just kind of went down and I was like, all right, here we go. I'm gonna make sure I understand like how this, wait, it's not on the right layer, shoot. Just gonna make sure I understand how this works, you know, like trace. I did it at the start of the stream even. There's nothing wrong with like helping your hand. That's like muscle memory, you know, like going over the shapes a little bit. There's nothing wrong with it as long as you don't post it online and say, hey, look at what I drew. You know, it's like, okay, now you trace that. But it's a way to learn. You know, I wouldn't recommend like relying on it if you want to make drawing like a thing. Sorry, I just wanted to like color in his eyeball. But it's a way to start, and sometimes it's really helpful. Like if I'm having trouble, like holy cow, guys, I have so much. When we do horses, we're probably gonna do at least one this week, because I'm just gonna focus on like horseback legs, like horseback legs at an angle, even this leg at an angle, honestly. It's such a complex system of muscles and tendons and bone, and I have such a hard time drawing a hind leg of a horse that isn't like a perfect. See, now I'm drawing a cat leg, so I was just tracing a cat. Muscle memory works, guys. Anyway, we'll talk about that more later, but there's nothing wrong with tracing to learn. Tracing to learn is totally acceptable. Just you know, eventually it's good to move on from it. But yeah, I do remember that era of, oh, I didn't use reference, I'm such a good artist. So silly. And it's just not true. Like, the best artists use reference all the time. Like, I don't know. Yeah, anyway, that's all I'll say about that. The humble stick man. Yeah, for sure. Take the jumping. Exactly. Oh, thank you, Kudo. We'll see you later. Yeah, I need to probably head off in just a minute. I know I said 10 minutes, but I like the feeling of pencil and paper, but digital has so many upsides. Yeah, it's honestly, it's a learning curve if you're not used to it. Do you draw much? Maybe we did talk about this, and I apologize if I keep forgetting. My memory is crap lately. One of these days I'll get enough sleep and I'll remember anything. But yeah, no, there's like a certain charm to traditional too. You know, there's certain textures that you just can't quite reproduce digitally. I mean, you can get close, like Procreate's pretty close in some ways, but it's the flexibility. It's like what you're talking about. The ability to just kind of like erase a line or undo a movement, and I didn't have to pay $20 for a tube of paint, you know? And then I wasted it. So it's like the material cost for me is so much better. Like, you know, the upfront cost obviously is high. Like this Cintiq was more, am I coloring over my line art right now? I am. Let's see how much of that I did. Ah, shoot, I liked those little spots too. Oh well. Gotta undo. This is one of the downsides of traditional though. It's okay. I can do it again. Just hopefully there's enough memory inside to undo all that. Some of these programs only have like 50 undos or something. Oh, so far we're doing okay. Get them all. This is why I'm bad at digital still in this way, because I'm always on the wrong layer. I have a whole command for it because I do it so often. Well, I'll just kind of quickly rehash that. But yeah, the material cost, and like I just fixed that so easily. Yeah, there's a lot of upsides, and for me, it makes deliverables a lot easier for clients. Or like, you know, I'm trying to be an illustrator and do book illustration, so being able to work from anywhere and just still submit pieces digitally is like a huge, it makes it go a lot faster for sure. So there's definitely, I don't have to take photographs of a painting and then worry about scan quality and worry about like resolution and stitching the image together if I don't have a big enough scanner. There's a lot of practical issues with that too in the modern world. Alright, I'm losing track of what I'm doing here. I like this orange a lot. I'm gonna incorporate that some more. Now I know I'm not quite doing this correctly, but this is just for fun. Up that saturation though. So this isn't exact, but what I'm doing is I'm taking, you can see some almost streaking in some of these feather patterns, and I kind of like the way that looks. So we're incorporating it a little bit. Alright. See, I'm not even doing anything with this, and I'm just getting way too into it. Creature design is so fun. This is why I really wish I could get paid to just design creatures and draw creatures. There's not a whole lot of job market for that, unfortunately. And get his little dark feathers in there. Get that in there to kind of mirror the sky. It's coming together, guys. It's coming together. Oh, I think I'm still behind on chat. Sorry. I'm glad you agree on the ref, Meishing. Layers, yep, there it is. Yeah, exactly, don't post it as yours. It's still working, yeah. Thanks. I hope everyone else's is coming good. Alright, here's the tricky part, the underside of the wing. I might take some liberties here, because I really want to do... I love how lions have kind of like the lighter underside, the underbelly, so I might, even though it's not accurate, I might do a little bit of that here. So I'm going to start with, at least on these secondary and primary wings. I'm going to start with a light color, and then I'll go back over it with a dark one to kind of do some striping. Maybe I'll just do the primaries for the most part. I do want it to be somewhat similar, because I do like the idea of having dark wings to match his dark mane. So we're going to do dark coverlets. And then I'm just going to kind of loosely color in, leaving a little bit of white on the end of these secondary feathers. I'm sure I could make this look a lot cleaner if I was taking more time, but I do need to start moving my stuff back to the studio. It's finally gotten above freezing, so it looks like when I looked this morning anyway, the roads were much more clear. I was gonna move this, I know I said on stream, if you watch my stream from yesterday, I was like, I'm about to go move my things back to my studio, but then when I drove just to go like let the chickens out, because I had put that off too because it was so cold, and they were fine. But oh my gosh, the roads were so slippery, and all my equipment is so expensive. I was just like, I don't want to risk this in any way. So we're gonna try today. Hopefully I get over there in time to do my critique at 1, and then yeah, get back on stream at 4. So I'm not sure what I'll be doing at 4 yet. I need to check my schedule. Oh, tomorrow! Oh, today is Sea Slug Day. We're doing a Sea Slug Dragon. Yay! I'm gonna do. So here's the other thing. So sometimes I design dragons based on sea slugs. For those who haven't been around me here much, and I haven't really had like official days that I do that. But I'm trying out a Twitch schedule this year, just to help me stay on track, and also to. Sometimes it's easier to just pop in and know what I'm doing. Takes away some of the stream anxiety that I get about like getting on stream and being on camera and all that stuff. I know what I'm in for. So yeah, we're gonna do that later today. So if you like designing creatures, I'll be back at 4 designing some dragons based on sea slugs. And I've got some, if you check on my Instagram and scroll down just a little bit, you can see plenty of them on there that I've done in the past. I like to use a website called Sea Slug Forum. It has a lot of options. But my plan, to get back to my schedule because I'm so easily distracted, I think first and third Wednesdays is what I'm gonna try. We're just gonna say first and third Wednesdays. Those streams will be Sea Slug Dragon streams. So if you like watching creature design, if you've enjoyed this, it's kind of similar to how this worked. I don't usually pull the reference on screen. I guess I can. Yeah, I will be working from some references to design a dragon based on sea slugs. Which if you haven't, if you're not familiar, if that sounds lame to you, if you're like, why sea slugs? That's so strange. Aren't sea slugs boring and slimy and creepy? It's like, no. Go look at a picture of a sea slug right now. Stop what you're doing. Look up sea slug. Just type sea slug into Google. If you've never seen a sea slug, about to rock your world. They're very cool creatures. Really small, really colorful, really like intricate designs. Super awesome. Yes, there's the link. You can check them out. There's so many different types. I find them very inspirational. You know what, I realized I forgot that I wasn't going to leave his color because he's a lion. He's supposed to be yellow. Whoops. Let's just color over that real fast. Pretend I didn't do that. Because that's why that looks weird. Anyway. So I'll be back at 4 today, streaming sea slug designs. So feel free to chime in for that if that sounds like something that would be up your alley. If not, no worries. I'll be doing, like I said, another warm-up stream next Monday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time, just like today. As of right now, the plan is to do horses, but I'm open to suggestions. So I'll post that in Discord. If you would like to have an opinion, that's probably the best place to do it and share it. I'm more likely to see it there. Yeah, if you would like to do something that isn't an animal next week, if you're just turned off by animals but you really want to practice something else, let me know. I'm very flexible. Kind of like Amaze said, I need to practice everything. He didn't say that about me, he said that about him, but it's true about me too. It's true about all of us. Alright. Getting a little too caught up. I gotta go. Gotta remind myself. Not all I have to do today. Okay, let's do some white speckles here on the cover lips. Those are fun. I do like how dark Honey is there. Hold on. I'm gonna do some dark darks now. Just some tips here. Pull this all together. And that way, I can get away with it here. Very messy. Very messy design right now, guys. Sorry. See if the water helps. It kind of helps. It's kind of messy too, though. I don't know if I like that, actually. Ugh. Yeah, I don't like that at all. Wait, why is it not? Okay, like I said, artistic liberties have been taken. Back to our ink pen. Definitely not going to do all of that spotting because that's just too much. We'll just do some. There we go. Well, we're implying the idea of spots. This guy way more than I thought he did. Just gonna do one on each little feather here and call it good. And take that black. I like these dark wingtips here, so I'm gonna steal that. Like I said, I'm putting some white on there just because I like the underbellies of lions, how they're kind of white. And it just kind of adds some fun patterning. A lot of birds of prey have these kind of like stripes on their feathers anyway, so it's a fun one to implement. Even though I'm implementing it very hastily right now because I gotta go. Just kind of following the line of the wing shape here to kind of imply that it moves and changes with each feather. Obviously, I'm not really being super intense about it, but okay, there we go. I want to do one here too. It's gonna take too much time. Let's do on these. Gosh, it's so messy. The perfectionist in me struggles, guys. I've learned that I'm not alone in that. A lot of artists have perfectionistic tendencies, but man, it's hard to walk away from something that doesn't look the way you want it to. I'm just gonna take that off for now because it's bothering me. Okay. Alright. Do you want that to connect? No, I don't. Okay. Get his little feet colored. And some more stripes added real quick. This also kind of mimics the spotting you see on some immature or young lions. Even on adults you can sometimes see faint spotting, so I kind of liked tying those two bits of the design together. It looks like their feet are kind of a brownish color. We're just going to go with this orange, no, it's red, with this red color. Maybe I'll gray it up a little bit. There we go. Nope, I don't like that at all. Alright, well, it's messy, but you get the idea. So we designed a griffin, guys. We did it. You did it. We all did it. Something like this, anyway. There we go. Tie that in a little better, because that color stands out a little too much to me. Okay. So I'm looking forward to seeing what everyone else came up with. I'll be dropping this in Discord later. Let's give him an eye color, shall we? I'm gonna go with a bright yellowy orange. It's very striking. Oh, maybe I should color the rest of his face. I just kind of got really ahead of myself, didn't I? There we go. Fade those in a little bit better. Alright, So yeah, that's it for today, guys. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate the company. Gotta go ahead and start unplugging everything and packing it up so I can safely, hopefully, move it over to the studio today. Hopefully I'll see you again at 4. If not, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, great rest of your week. I can't stream the next 3 days because I have a part-time job. It takes up my time. Gotta pay those bills. But yeah, I'll be back at 4 today. And then if you missed that one and you want to hang out again, I'll be back on Monday at 10 and at 4 as well. So there we go. Well, thanks for hanging out, guys. Appreciate you guys. And we'll see you later. Feel free. Thanks, Amaze, for being so good about dropping those links in. Yeah, appreciate you a lot. So that's all I got for you guys. Have a great rest of your Monday, and we will catch you next time. Feel free to follow me on Instagram or anything if you want updates, or Discord, like I said before, a great way to start doing that. And I'll yeah, see you again soon, hopefully. Bye.